Welcome everybody to another episode of the Cheatcoders. This is episode number 47.
47.
And here with me, as usual, are my co-hosts. Right next to me is Don doing stuff.
What's doing?
And on the computer is Nathan Blazin. Say what's
What up?
What up?
Yeah.
How you been, man?
House, yo. Yeah, very
How's
good.
it going?
Thanks for asking. It's so weird. Like I feel like I'm outside of an inside joke because you guys are both there. It's different. You know, like I feel like there's more like you guys are more of a clique right now. It's uneven.
I feel
Yeah.
like we're in a...
This is actually...
Could you put a fake divider on so I feel more at home?
Yeah, right.
Is that okay? Thank
Nat,
you.
This
Cool.
is actually an intervention for you, Nats.
Is this an intervention episode?
Yeah. An intervention, yeah,
Okay.
it is. That's what it is.
What have I done?
For you to send your vocals on time.
Bro, can you promise me to send the vocals as soon as this podcast
I
finishes?
swear to
Promise
you, I'll
me.
do it right after. Right after this
All right.
one. I've got a free day. Finally, there's a free day. I actually don't have anything on today, and I'm so thankful for it. I'm gonna send it right after this episode. You're gonna get these vocals like that.
just
bang,
a
bang,
little,
bang.
for a little context, for all the listeners out there, we all record our own vocals from wherever we are, and then we send them to Raf, and Raf puts them all together. Nats is the slowest out of all of us to send his vocals.
Yeah, if the podcast is late, it's because of Nats. Just say.
Like
But,
they've already built so many. There's already so many contingencies to make it as easy as possible for me. So I don't even send my videos anymore. Raf records them for me.
I
that was an
record it
issue
for you,
before.
man.
Don was recording for me. All I have to do now is the freaking vocals, and I still can't get them on time. I'm sorry.
Everyone's drinking on the cast. I got coffee.
I just want to be part of it. You know, you guys are drinking.
All right.
I'll
Just
drink
to bring
some
more
tea as well.
context to the podcast for the audio people, Don's in Sydney right now.
How's it going?
So to all his family, hit him up because he's in Sydney right now. All his friends, hit him up.
Just
Yeah.
exposing
By the
him.
time you see this, I'll be out of the country again.
Don, how long are you there for? Don, how long are you there for?
I'm only here for a week. So I'm
A
here
week.
until
Can I
next
ask you something? Actually, this is like just for my own personal like just interest and curiosity.
Go
How
on.
long were you in Singapore before you came back here?
I was in Singapore for about a year before I came
So
back.
it's been a year and you're back.
Yeah.
Does it feel weird? Do you feel like everything's changed?
No, not really. Not really.
Not really. It's just like coming back home. You're like,
Parts
whatevs,
of
I'm
it
here.
have changed. I mean, the M4 looks interesting.
But nothing. No overwhelming feelings like wow, it's Raf in the flesh. Wow,
I
look.
think it's different because like this is the
Roads.
first time we actually met as cheat coders. Because before we're just like
Oh my
music
God,
buds,
yeah.
and now we're cheat coders and we're
That is-
doing this shit.
that
This
is
cheat
true.
coders.
Like I
That
wouldn't
is
have seen
true.
him if
That
he
is
was like if he wasn't doing the podcast. To be real, as in like we
right.
would have been like,
You'd be like,
oh,
Don's
Don's
here.
in Sydney.
Don't worry,
Alright,
that's
cool.
cool,
I'll just
whatever.
follow his Instagram. But now we're doing the podcast. We
Exactly.
actually met up.
It's
so-
crazy how things bring people together, eh? Like this
Yeah,
makes
man.
it
Yeah, man.
like I don't know. It's just it's like that.
Obligation
Yeah.
is a good thing.
Yeah.
If you're obligated to do something, you get to meet people like that are obligated to meet you. So we're
Maybe
doing
that's
it
why we're
weekly.
so like we're still pretty tight, Raf. Like otherwise,
Because you have to
We're
send your vocals.
obligated.
You're
yeah, I
obligated
had
to
this
send
mate,
your vocals.
this old mate called Raf.
I know what you're
Cool.
doing. So like you weren't sending the vocals on purpose. It's like, oh, I want to send you a message just to sound so I can build that connection.
You see right through me. You see right through me.
Yeah, coming back
Anyway.
coming back to Sydney is it doesn't feel too different. I think
Doesn't feel too different.
like I was talking about this with my girlfriend that coming back here doesn't feel like we're coming home. It feels like we're coming back to a familiar place.
Okay.
And we're surrounded by people that we're like really close with and really familiar with. But yeah, like Sydney isn't necessarily home. Doesn't feel like home yet. Like it just feels like there's more for us to explore and more for us to see.
Outside of Sydney or in
Yeah,
Sydney?
outside of Sydney.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something I was just curious about because like a year is a lot of time, but then when you think like it goes so quick. So I've been here 6 months, and it feels like only like not that long ago when me and Raf were just. Where was the last one we did, Raf? We went Krispy Kremes and we did that
Yeah, we
episode.
did
It
it
was like
outside Krispy Kremes in like
It was like the 10th.
Parramatta or some shit.
No, not even that one. The very last one we did because that was the last time I saw you. We had my farewell dinner. And then we went to the one in Orange Grove or something.
Yeah.
It was
that
the
one,
most
that one.
makeshift episode because it was hot, for one. It was so hot. and we couldn't. Your camera was too big to put in the dashboard of the car, so it was just some weird setup. But that did, yeah. Anyway, that just didn't feel that long ago, kind of thing. So I'm thinking like, how long does it actually take till you? How much time do you need till when you actually go home and you're like, wow, this is, different.
I think even like 5 years is still too early.
You reckon?
I think
Really?
it would have to be decades.
5 years. That's
Like
a long ass time, dude.
Yeah, but still,
I don't
not
think
much will
2 years
change.
is.
You
I
get
don't
familiar.
think 2 years is much anymore.
I think with
Yeah, it
our with
just
our
makes you
brains
think.
right now, it's more developed. In fact, that we actually take in all this memory of certain things. So like everything just seems
Of
familiar
things,
when
yeah.
you come. Like if you come back here in 2 years' time, it's gonna be as familiar as it was last year.
When I left,
you know?
yeah. And
Yeah,
things
so-
will be like, a lot of things won't have changed. Like when you take a step outside from things, like life just goes on type concept. Like family's still there. They're probably some certain people doing the same things, or some people have changed in that sense. But essentially, just life goes on. Just life goes on.
And with the internet and social media, you'll see people change immediately on social media. So you won't, when you see them for the first time in person, it'll still be like familiar. Like if there wasn't any social media, like when you meet
Different
someone,
story.
like when you see someone
Different
that you haven't seen in
story.
5 years, you're just like, whoa, fuck, you got a beard,
Yeah.
your hair's long, fuck, you're still short, all that stuff.
I get you, yeah. Even traveling back then, like I remember when like relatives back, like Phil's, yeah, people coming from the Philippines. I remember like my aunties or even my parents, they'd write letters to each other, like handwritten letters. Like my uncle would get letters in the mail, read it, reply, and send it. I'm like, wow, like that would feel. I think like that would make it really feel like to get someone to feel homesick because you're really disconnected from it. Whereas here, it's like I don't feel that far away. Like I guess I don't talk to the same people as much as usual, but I don't feel as disconnected. I still read 9MSN, the news, just to like I don't even read English news. I read Australian news just to see what's going on. It's like, oh, that happened.
You know who you are?
I don't know.
You're the Philip
What?
parent that watches TFC just to be connected to home.
Yeah,
That's what you
me,
are,
dude.
bro.
I'm legit. I'm TFC, man. I'm like, oh, what's going on back home?
You're probably watching
Just
like
to, like,
Home and
keep it
Away.
up.
It's like you don't even watch Home and Away. It's like I need to watch something that's Australian.
I don't even watch
Home and Away.
He doesn't watch Home and Away. He just listens to the theme song and just like hums it to himself.
That's it.
Home and away.
Just to bring him back home.
Closer each day.
Yeah.
You're more Australian, and you reckon you're more Australian in England than you are back home, because you feel like you gotta.
To an extent,
Yeah, because
to represent that thing.
Yeah,
Not
pretty
so much.
not to represent, but like
more so in holidays. When I'm on holidays, yeah. But now I'm kind of just like whatever, because it's only so long you can keep that up.
I'm waiting for the episode when we hear like an English twang to Nats's accent.
I think we have to have a break from him for him to do that, because like
Yeah.
when he hears our accent and then we talk, it just
too
the
constant.
Australianness in our voices and his voice will just come out
Brings
naturally.
me back. Brings
If he
me
hasn't,
back.
and plus I think that you're friends with like Australians there anyway. Is that the case, or
There's
is
heaps,
it,
dude.
Yeah, so
Oh, there's heaps. I've
So
got a
many
pretty much good
Australians.
split. I got a 50-50 split of Aussies to other ratio of mates.
Right.
Yeah.
so I don't think you'll be.
it's-
I don't think you'll develop a English accent. I think you have to be
so.
immersed with people who are
Oh,
who has the
yeah.
accent, and
Yeah.
that's the only thing
Yep.
you hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I think
Aussie
it's
as
I think
it
it's gonna
gets,
happen.
mate.
I think it's gonna happen, and maybe you know what we should do? We should put bets on which episode we'll hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Which
then,
episode we'll hear it?
All right, so pretty much I'm saying that he won't, and you're saying he will.
I think that he
and then,
will.
so that means we're gonna have to do it. We can't do it with Nats, because it's like Nats is Nats.
Yeah,
so that
you
means
can't
it's
you
just
can't
a
make the
bet
bet. It's
between
just
us.
the two of us.
So
what episode are we on? 47,
we're
yeah?
on 47. So what episode you think?
40,
I'm saying
48,
no.
48, I'll just start. Right. Jason here from the Cheatcoders. Just to fuck up whoever I want
how
to.
mu-
like,
how
No.
that's the bet.
No. So the conditions are that you need to have the accent without knowing that you have the accent, and we have to hear it. Like we have to both
Okay.
agree that the accent is.
Does it have to be one word, or does it have to be like full sentence? Where to be? Because I could get that he'll say like one word out of nowhere.
It's not gonna,
That's
it
in
doesn't
English.
doesn't have to be one word. No, because that's not enough. Like
Because
that's
sometimes I have like Filipino Tourette's, and it happens. Because my parents.
yeah, Filipino Tourette's like I oh my like
Yeah.
You
They
know
say,
what I
"Hey."
have? You know what I have noticed that I have developed that I've sort of picked up on myself because someone brought it up. But my uncle mentioned this as well when I first got here. But British people, when they speak, question everything you say in a sense. Like for example, tell me, is it hot there? Oh no, wait. That's a good example.
I'm thinking you're gonna say something
We're
that Australians
both,
say.
we're both waiting for it.
Wait, let me
This is
think, let me think.
this is killing me, man. Like there's a lot going on in this world that people
Okay.
are waiting
For
on.
example,
I thought this was
like,
Raf's bit. Like,
no, for example, like this, right? I've realized I've done this a lot. I'm starting to do it a lot. But pretend like you're cold right now, don't you? Like, oh, I'm really cold right now. I'm like, oh, you're cold, kind of thing. It's like, yeah, you just said you're cold, but I have to reiterate that. Oh, you're cold, are you?
they
They
ask
do that a lot.
they ask it back in to affirm what they
They
really
ask
said.
it back. Yeah. So like, oh, I'm gonna wear a hat. Oh, I'm wearing this really cool hat. Oh, you're wearing a hat, are you? It's like almost like.
It's weird because the way that you say it sounds really antagonistic. You're like, oh, you're wearing a hat, are you? Why would you wear a
It is,
hat?
but that's what I mean. I'm putting it on a bit more, but literally
Yeah.
everything is like I've realized I've just caught it because I'm around it so much, and I'm just like, it's fuck, I just do it.
You should just put the
Kind of
Aussie
cool,
thing
but-
where we actually ask questions when we're saying stuff. It's like we put the A at the end. Like it's hot A.
It's
And
hot,
like,
eh? Yeah.
It's hot A. I'm gonna wear a hat.
It's hot
A. It'd be weird if they respond with a question, so everyone's just talking in questions. So it's like
Yeah.
it's hot A. Oh, you hot A?
You know what, eh? Yeah. Yeah.
It's trying to,
Or-
Wait,
trying to
so-
fight the system.
Or saying but afterwards. It's like, it's
Oh,
hot
yeah,
butt.
It's hot butt. If everyone thinks that you're like being a sexist pig, it's a hot butt. It's a hot butt.
All right. So let's put on
It's a hot
let's
butt,
put
though.
on a bet when we think we're gonna hear the like a slight English or
We'll
British
see.
accent.
I'm gonna. Okay, cool.
So you say that
I
he's-
say he's never gonna do it.
Right.
Or okay, like if we're gonna say
I'm
he's
too
gonna.
proud.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be Australian throughout the whole thing,
Yeah.
I'm too proud.
and then you could probably say like before episode 80 or some shit.
Let's say I'm thinking sooner than that, eh? Like
Yeah, okay,
65. I'm gonna call it 65.
Shit.
65. That's a good few months.
Where your
4 or 5
English
months.
Tourette's will come in.
There'll be something.
You're gonna develop a slang. You're gonna get the slang.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like
Yeah.
calling me mans,
With the
Drugs and things.
drugs and things.
with the things.
Drugs and
Gonna
things.
podcast
the
with my
bong
mans.
Because my brother and I say I could be shooting myself in the foot because my brother was in London for about 2 years before he developed some sort of British accent. And
Does he have one?
he's got a slight accent, but
does,
only
okay.
only when he asks questions. So there's a slight British inflection when he asks a question. I was Skyping him, and my mum and I were Skyping with him, and I said, "Hey, Mum got a new car," and he said, "You got a new car, Mum?" Like that was the. It was
See,
like
that's what I
this-
mean. That's it. You got a new car. Like, thing. I was like,
Yeah, it
this
was
is
that
funny.
thing,
And I'm like,
and then I turned around and I said, "So can you say that again?" And he's like, "Shut up, I didn't say anything."
it just comes out.
But or
That's funny, dude.
or he'll speak in the English accent or a South London accent when he's drunk. He'll be like, "Sort yours out, boy. Sort yours out. We'll go over there and get some things."
Get some things.
Get some things.
Yeah,
Some,
mans.
or something. I know.
Happy mans.
I probably butchered the accent, but you know,
Drugs and things.
get some things,
Cool.
bruv. Get some things, bruv.
All right. Yeah. English Tourette's. Nats will get his English Tourette's, but I don't think he will.
We'll see. I don't think so, but we'll see. I can't call it. Who
You
knows?
can't call it. I say 65. You say
It just
something
happens.
happens.
If it happens, it happens, right?
65.
If it happens, it happens.
What's the wager? We're gonna put like $100 on it.
Hey, Raf, 50-50, yeah? I'll just put it on. I just won't put it on ever.
It doesn't make sense though. If I say never, then I'll never get my prize until the podcast is completely done.
That's true. That's
So
true.
if I'm smart, I could just end this podcast tonight and be like, all right, where's my $100?
He never made
It
it.
never happened.
He never made it.
Short-term investment.
We should put it out there for all the
Your show never
listeners.
blows up.
Which episode do you think Nats will get his British accent, or
Yeah.
will he ever
I don't
get
know.
his British accent?
I believe never.
And we could have also put another one for Don. Which episode you think he's gonna take his shirt off? I think it's the next one.
Hashtag. In the cold.
In the cold.
In the cold.
Frozen
man.
Oh,
nipples.
speaking of weather, like I heard there's a heat wave in London and people are like, you know, going nuts about it.
Oh, it's hot everywhere, dude. But you know what? My mate, one of my housemates, just escaped. They were at Portugal. They
Just
the
escaped?
heat, but it went up
Oh,
to
right.
47 degrees.
47.
Jesus.
That's like summer here.
That's like is it? I thought
Oh,
we only
we
get
go
to
into
40s
40s
there.
here. in
Not
Sydney.
47 though. That's
Not 47.
ridiculous.
I'm just saying.
47 is
41.
intense.
41's the
ridiculously
biggest we
hot.
get here.
We get like 41, 40.
42.
So when I say
41,
40s,
42.
I'm just like, yeah, we get that. And then something came about of the freaking Portugal. I was like, that's too much. You know what I've realized here? They have no care about contingencies over heat. So when it's hot, you're just fucked. Like the train line is a sauna. It's a death trap.
Yes.
Obviously, they're more prepared for the winter because they
Yes.
get more cold here. But when it's hot, I'm just like, I'm dying. Like it's so hot here.
There are heaters in every in all of the shopping centers and all
Dude.
of the stores and stuff.
Look at that. That's a standard thing in every London house.
So there's a
heater.
gas heater in Nats's apartment.
It's a what is this? What
It's
is
a
it called? I just know it's hot.
Is it
when I
ga-
first got here, I'm like, thank God, it's hot. It's free. It's here.
I think it's one of those machines
I don't need it now.
that gives out heat. I think
Yeah.
they're called a heater.
Heater. Yeah, one of those. I think it's a heater. Hey,
Is it a heater?
Also, fucking guy. But yeah, gas heater or something.
Yeah, they've got it everywhere.
It's handy.
The funny thing is, so my brother and I traveled to Europe to visit my youngest
Yeah.
brother. We passed through Philippines. So in Philippines, they've got air conditioners, like fans everywhere, right? When you
Yeah.
get to London, there's like heaters
All of these things.
everywhere. Just heaters everywhere.
Dude, you know towel racks? It's standard to have a heated towel rack. Like I thought
Yeah.
that was a luxury. It's like no, that's just normal to have.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got one of those.
What
It's
was
always hot.
what was the highest temperature that happened in London recently?
Oh, it's gotten up to It has gone up to 40s. But I
In
remember
London,
when there was a
in London,
In London,
yeah,
this
yeah,
guy's
it got
Tourette's.
up to a 40. It got up to 40 here.
piss
Like,
off 40.
Up to 40, like the hottest. That's the
Nah,
hottest of
man.
the hot.
And
And that was rare because then
we
we got
heard-
super cold the next day.
We heard
We
on the
heard-
news that it reached 32
30, 32.
in the heat wave.
No, look, this is the funny thing. There was a heat wave during a marathon, and I was like, all-time high temperatures of 30 something, 35, and Londoners were passing out during the marathon. And then me and Lukman, one of our mates, for context, messages me, is like, dude, you would have killed this marathon. I'm like, damn, I should have went, because like 30's nothing to us, right?
Yeah.
That's like normal. And
man.
they're treating it like sorry, I may have exaggerated. Almost up to 40, so maybe like 37. So I just round up, you know.
That's that's
Just round up. That's how he finds
I just
his women.
rounded up.
Oh, you're 21?
He got
Oh,
up
you're
to
almost
40.
30. It's all good.
Sorry, I don't know where my mind went, but it's been hot, dude. There's this train line. There's a particular train line that kills me here. And no matter what you do, even on the platform, it's just hot. And I'm wearing a business shirt and business clothes. By the time I get to work, I'm sweating. It's
Well,
like aircon.
that's
No
me.
aircon.
That's me in Singapore, mate. Usually, that's me in
It's the
Singapore.
worst. I can't deal with it, man. I'm actually waiting for winter. I want it to come back. I'm over it. I'm done.
Yeah.
They don't have aircon. They don't care. There's nothing. Buses, no aircon. Shit.
London life, bro.
London life. That's what you get. That's what you get for moving over there.
That's what you get.
Instant
Oh
karma,
shit!
bro.
Wait.
Whose idea was that to move over there?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I pulled my wire out. Yeah,
Yeah,
London
sorry,
life. I might as well just go back home. I can't deal with this no aircon business.
You got heaters though. It's all
Such a
good.
complainer. I am such a complainer.
You have those things that give off heat. What are they called?
Them
What are they
things.
called? Right?
They're called
I
heaters.
think they're called.
Right, cool.
I think they're called heaters. Heaters.
And we have these machines that condition the air. I think they're called air conditioners.
I think they're called air conditioners. Yeah.
Look, I know they're heaters, all right. I just know there's another word for it. There's another word.
There probably is. But it's
Trying
just
to
funny.
remember the word. And Ralph obviously finds an opportunity to be a dick.
I think the word you're looking for is because they also like radiate
Radiator.
Right?
Oh my god, that's the one. Son of a bitch, it's Radiator.
Fucking Radiator, bro. Anyway,
My
speaking of
demise.
radiating,
The Radiator was my demise.
radiating some fun. You had a house party yesterday. How was it?
Yeah, it was good. It was very good. Got a bit out
You
of
said
hand,
you
like
were
every other
bigging it
house
up to be
party.
like a Project X type of thing. Did it end up being that?
To an extent, not as much as we thought. But what I realized, British people are quite
British.
proper.
Reserved?
Like, I just realized, me and my Aussie friend were talking, like, man, if this was, like, just all Aussies, we'd probably burn the place down or something. Because I think we take it too far. Now that I think about it, us as Australians, we're actually pretty cool people. But we take shit too far.
Wow, tooting your own horn there, mate.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
I'm just
man,
saying.
I concur.
You concur, Rap?
We
Like,
are pretty
the way
awesome.
that we look, the way that we talk is very offensive here. Like, we wouldn't be able to get away with the same stuff we say. The way we joke around, like, haha, you're a cunt, kind of thing. Things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, especially I think
You
that
know what I
word,
mean?
You can't
we
really
just
say
give
that
each other
word in
so much
England.
shit.
Can you
The
say
shit we
cunt
give
in
each other-
England without being offensive?
It's frowned upon, but when Aussies say it, it's just normal. It's like, oh no, he's Australian. It's okay. They say that there, and the way we say it, sick kid, you know, like sick kid, mad kid. You know what I mean?
Oh man, yeah. It's. I think the rest of the world understands that we can say that word. You know, like
The rest of the world understands that we just take everything as a joke. That's what I'm getting here. That's the vibe I get. It's like, oh, you're Australian. You don't care about shit. Like, I guess I don't I? I guess I don't. I'm just way too relaxed.
that makes me
I'm
a sick cunt.
chilled.
I was exactly.
I am a real sick cat.
I was in New York and a mate of mine was like, "Oh, you guys can say cunt, right?" And I went, yeah, I guess we do say that in Australia. So because he was with us, he's like, guy from New York, and he's like, he's just going around going cunt, just saying the word everywhere. And
But it doesn't. It sounds bad. Like,
And
can you imagine a British person. It sounds dirty. Like cunt. It's like so bad. It's like ugh.
if you say it with
But
a
then when
hard,
we
if
say
you
it-
say it with a hard T, with a hard T, the hard T,
Cunts are N-word.
that's what it is, right?
Don't say the C word. Don't
you
say
can,
it.
because you can
Say
say
it with a hard C.
you-
Just say it with a K.
Yeah.
And an E. Just say Kent.
it's Kent.
It's a
Like
Kent,
you can be
like Kent Street, bro.
because it's a term
We're
of
in Kent
endearment.
Street.
You can say like, "Oh, you're a funny Kent," like
Yeah.
funny Kent. It's not if you say it with like the hard T, like you're a funny cunt.
Yeah.
And people are like, whoa, it's too. That's
Whoa,
whoa.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, don't
Whoa,
say
too
that.
far.
That's not
Too
cool.
far, mate.
Don't-
Too far.
You can say someone's like, you can say, oh, you're a rapist cunt. They'd be, ooh, you said cunt. that is
Wow.
swing by rapist part. It's like-
Jeez. But yeah, that is the word that it's like
That's my observation.
exclusively Australians can say, because it doesn't.
And get away with.
I mean, it's still offensive here in Australia.
yeah.
It's just
It's not like every single Australian agrees that cunts are
Yeah,
endearing.
yeah.
There are at least probably, I think about 70% who still think it's a bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the youth, the younger.
Yeah.
It just depends on the context you use.
Mm.
Like I said, like you get away with going around going, oh, sick can, mad can, this guy's a sick can. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You use it with your mates. You use it with your friends. And I think,
it.
pardon me, I think one of the things that a lot of people who are international say is, in Australia, they call their friends, they call their mates cunts, and they call their enemies mate.
Right. Was it?
Yeah, it's one of those things like when you see someone in the street and you want to fight them, you're like, you want to go, mate? You want to go? You want to fight me, mate?
I
You
still
wanna
hear.
fight
I still hear cunt.
Yeah?
Like, it's like, fucking cunt.
Every time, every time Raph fights somebody, he calls him a cunt. Doesn't call him mate. Doesn't call him mate at all.
I'm trying to grapple him. It's just
he's
giving me
right.
high fives and shit.
Right straight to the point. He's like, nah, you're definitely a cunt to
You're
me.
not my mate.
Just
You're not
goes
my
in.
mate. I'm gonna fight you,
Raph.
man.
Sick cunt.
But yeah. That party that you had, you're saying that
There's majority. Okay, this is funny context. Like, I actually didn't know anyone at the party, so we just let our house. And I found out about it a week ago because one of my flatmates offered this group that they can host a party, and I'm like, I don't care, yeah, party away. Like, we got a lot of space, So I figured, yeah, I'll stay, and like it became a cool party. Like I met a bunch of all those people were pretty much majority of the people were new.
Yeah.
With the exception of I asked some of my Aussie mates to come too, balance it out. So it was a random night, but like I said, like the games, it's just different. It's like a parallel. It's like the way they do things, like rock paper scissors. I'm like, nah, scissors paper rock. Rock paper scissors.
It doesn't matter because you end up just choosing one of them.
Yeah, but then I said, okay, let's go scissors paper rock, and they're like, what? Scissors paper rock? And I'm like, yeah. I was
Did I just win the bet?
What?
Did I just?
No, that doesn't count. Hey, give me $100 for that
I mean, that was a shitty,
bro.
that was a shitty British accent, but
Pay up, bruh. Pay up, bruh.
shit. Fuck that shit.
thanks, Nat. I'll give you half later.
Sorry, bro. Yeah, my man. But yeah, like small things like that I noticed, and just polite in a sense. I don't know. It's different.
So
Maybe
yeah.
it's just our group. I don't know. That's another thing. Maybe it's just our group of friends. We just give each other.
Yeah, maybe you're just
But
maybe
it's
you're
just
maybe
different.
you're just an asshole.
It was very interesting. I was very observant. It was like it was cool.
Yeah, no.
Good times. A few casualties here and there, but I wasn't the instigator for once.
Yeah. Man, you could take that was a great time to pick up because like you're at home.
Yeah, you're on
Yeah.
home turf. That's what you're.
Home turf. I could have just crawled to my room. That's very true.
Yeah.
I could have went out, but nah. I'm still sick. You notice I've been coughing like every 5 seconds. I've been sick for a week.
Now you're overdoing it, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm really sick. Like I just don't have the time to rest.
This isn't a call to work. That's what it is.
You're doing the podcast now. You don't have to call in sick or anything.
Yeah, it's like I'm sick.
Can't come to work.
Check my
I'm
podcast.
sick.
You'll see. I'm coughing throughout the whole thing.
Well,
But
yeah,
yeah.
you wanted to talk about house parties in general. Like, is there anything in particular you wanted to talk about, like crazy ones or anything?
No,
Shout out
you
to
know
Crazy
what? Because
One.
like obviously this like the topic came to mind. Like we were you, me, and Don. We have a conversation on WhatsApp. We were thinking, what can we talk about? Because like I feel like we just do these things and just go in, and it's just a scramble egg of random shit. You know,
And
we don't know what's going
that's
on.
what's
So I
happening
figured,
right
like,
now. So,
and that's kind of us now. But the idea came to me because obviously, I've got a house party coming up, and it got me really reminiscing to all the house parties we've had, especially when we were younger, because they were fun. And I think we have a group chat with our friends. Shout outs to like the music peeps, of little flashbacks of parties we've had, and
I'm just thinking of a lot of memories right now. It's so good.
yeah, they're all flooding through again. And I just can't remember the last really big house party we had, and I don't know. I was just in the zone. I was like, man, good times, eh? I didn't really have a topic. I just wanted to talk about it, but
I remember the days you got fucked up.
what was that?
When we were.
I know
like,
there's days that
days.
you've there was a day Raf actually got done. Raf's the dude that maintains his cool because he knows when to cut off. But there was that one time you got done because I remember it. It was don't count my birthday. That wasn't really a house party. That was my birthday. But I think it was LOC's house.
Yeah.
And you just took it way too far. You were moonwalking in the kitchen or something, and eventually just on the hallway walls doing this, and then gone. You like vomited somewhere. And I was like, yes.
When I start
got him.
crawling
Were you single
seductively
then?
on the
Were you
floor,
single? Were you
that's when I'm
single?
really drunk.
Were you single, Raf? Were you single, Raf? Then or no? You weren't single, Raf.
I think
Or
I was bored of single Raf.
I think
Man,
you were in transition.
I don't even remember what
Raf.
single Raf is like.
No, I remember single Raf. Single Raf is Raf on the podium at Bamboo. Raf on the
Wow.
podium at Bamboo.
I wasn't
Yeah,
even paid,
dog.
bro.
Wow.
I was, you know,
you missed
confident
that
as
era.
fuck, and,
He was doing these.
you know, I was trying to
with
like
his Korean streaks. His Korean streaks.
bro. If you gotta pick up the girls, you gotta have higher ground. You seen Star Wars, right? You get more power when you get the higher ground, right? And you gotta look, you know, you gotta scope them out like a sniper, which I didn't really do. I was just dancing and shit.
Fuck
It's a good
bitches, man. All I'm
segue.
doing
Just
today is
to,
dance.
it's
That's all I'm
actually,
doing.
it's just actually a good segue to just younger behavior because we're in our 30s now. We know how to carry ourselves when we're out. Like we know how to have fun and party.
Yeah.
But when you're young and finding yourself, we all do stupid shit, like the stuff we used to wear. There was one time me and Raf went out. And I don't know what we did. We bought lightsabers and we started taking photos of each other. I was seeing a girl back then, And like,
And
I
then
brought her
the-
along just to take photos of me and Raph.
And then she was like, "Fuck this! I don't want to deal with this guy taking photos."
All the photos is her taking photos of me and Raph fighting each other with lightsabers. And I'm like, what the fuck? What are
Bro,
we?
we have.
Like,
I think we used to have like a folder on Facebook, like a picture folder of us with bandanas and guns, fake
bandanas
guns,
and shit.
and we called it. I think it was like, if I can remember, it was like Sea Gully and Big Boy or something. We just that's our gangster names.
Oh my god, is that on Facebook? Is
Sea Gully and Big Boy.
Sea Gully.
Because we're
I
gully.
don't know. I don't know,
See?
dude. It's the shit you do when you're trying to be cool growing up.
Oh,
It's so
mate.
bad. Do you
Yeah,
have any
bro.
stories like that, Don? Like, you were always like a cool guy.
No, I wasn't.
You carried yourself pretty cool.
Thank you.
Me and
No, I
Raph were
wasn't.
just like, we just straight up dorks, man.
And I
We're
I
nerdy as
I
well.
thought
Couldn't
this is
even
what
hide
you
it.
were. I thought this is what you were referring to when you said we wear stupid shit. But remember the story about me wearing a
The Don-
belt with
the
my
belt.
name on it?
But that was a statement. That was you trying to be cool. But now, when you think about it, it's like it's kind of
not.
lame. But at the time, it may have been cool.
But then
To
you
you.
guys thought you were cool, like, you know, waving lightsabers around and
Hey.
getting a
Yeah,
girlfriend.
but we knew we weren't cool.
girls
we were like,
wanted to
nah,
take pictures
we've
of us,
accepted
literally.
how uncool. We knew we were like lame
We
as
thought
shit,
we were
and
the
we still
shit
did
because
it.
girls wanted to take pictures of us. And females can control the guy's coolness in like a second, bro. If a girl thinks that what we're doing is cool, we think it's the coolest shit out.
Yeah,
For
we're,
real.
like, doing like
All we need is a
doing moves and
validation
shit.
from a girl.
We
That's
were
it.
freaking Darling Harbour. We were Darling Harbour just doing
like
these
if that chick
moves.
really was like full like, oh, that's a mad belt with your name on it, that shows confidence. You'd be like, yeah, you wear it for another 10 years. You probably still wear it now. Confidence will be off the charts, man. For real.
Maybe one girl that liked me.
One
All
girl.
the rest would be like, this guy's
That
a
was it.
douchebag.
One girl
But
changed
that
Don's
one girl.
perception.
One girl. If that one girl is out there, hit me up. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, get it?
Get it?
Oh,
Oh
man.
my god.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it really brings you back.
I'm trying to think of like what other stupid shit.
Were
I
you
can't-
at the birthday? Were you at LOC's birthday? The one that was... There's like one that we all know. Like every group has that one party that everyone knows. Like, yeah, that party. You were there, right?
I probably wasn't there because Nats hated me. That's probably why.
Yeah, I think that was around
Yeah,
that
you
time.
may have been blacklisted.
That's just sabotaging all the parties. Is like you're being admin and just deleting Don Valix's name off the invites.
What a dude. So petty. So petty.
we don't need his
I can't
denim
believe you
jacket
weren't
and
there.
denim tee.
That was
No,
a
no,
good
no.
party.
What happened
You know
at
that
the-
part... Well, for me, look, I'll admit, I'll take one for the team, but I got so done. I was eating something and I threw up, and the rest of the night I wasn't there anymore. I just saw pictures of people putting shit on me. I'm like passed out like this.
So
And I
everyone
got
was
a hat
putting
on,
stuff
like,
on his.
hats.
This is because he was fucked up. He doesn't know the story. So he was just sitting there. He looked like a fucking zombie. He was just eyes rolled back. I don't know. I think it took more than just drinks.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Nah, it's just
everyone started
drinks.
putting stuff on his head just for fun, because then take pictures and shit. And then we put like a ball of like we're putting chips on his head. And after that, I was like, oh, why don't we just
Balls.
put the whole ball of chips on his head? We put it on his head, balanced it up, took a picture, and then I don't know, he grabbed the ball, put it on his lap, and he started puking on it.
Hey, at least I was considerate.
He was considerate. He's like, oh, these guys. No, he probably thought we were considerate. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, these guys are so
Oh,
nice.
thank you for the
these guys
ball."
are my mates. He's giving us a ball to puke in, and he puked in the ball. And at the same time, he was just fucked up. Like he was just like a zombie, like
Terrible.
full out of it.
That sounds.
Dude,
that,
you know
that
what I
story
did that
sounds
night?
familiar.
Parallel story. What I did the rest of that night, I got the strength to get into my car
Oh.
and just fell asleep in my car.
Oh,
and the next
man.
morning, I woke up.
I'm pretty
and
sure
then I
you
went
got.
inside.
I'm pretty sure two people dragged you to your car, bro.
You reckon?
Don't drink and
Maybe it
drive,
was a
kids.
different
I'm
No.
pretty
night.
sure.
Remember
And
one
then
of the nights I
someone
slept in
slammed
my
the
car.
door on your head by accident.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Oh, dude, do
That's
you
why his
remember this
forehead's so
one?
big.
Oh, why is it all?
Yeah, that's why his forehead's so
was
big.
that?
That's why your hairline is a bit more back.
It chopped my hair here.
Yeah, it was there. And then they just slammed the door on your head, so your hairline just went a bit more back.
And that's how I got my hairline up to there, pretty much.
But yeah, that was a great night, man. Everyone got done.
Hey, wait. Look, all right, I'm going to take another one for the team. Look, I'm going to throw myself under the bus for you today,
Yeah,
Raph.
these are usually the greatest
Stop giving me
moments.
shit, okay?
Go ahead.
Remember that time we went fishing? And one of our first times fishing. This was like, dude, so long ago. Like, we were the group. I don't even know the group anymore. Some random group. Raph gives me a cocktail of everything. Name it. He put it in it. Beer, tequila, absinthe. He's like, drink it. And you know, you're that age. You just drink anything and everything. I died.
And he has to be cool about it,
was-
because he can't be like, oh man, I can't take it because we call him pussy and shit.
I passed out on
Yeah, peer
the
pressure.
on the bed, no, on the trunk of the car, and then Raph's taking photos of, like, I don't know if he was humping me, like weird shit, just doing all these like photos, and I'm just like this on the car.
You're
And I
getting me
remember
too,
like
bro.
driving me home. This is when I was in Hurstville. I'm driving home. I think we're driving at like 20 kilometers an hour, and I'm like, no, stop too fast, man.
Thought it
You're
was
going
on a roller
too
coaster.
fast. And we're going at 20, and then like I had to open the door and just puke some more and.
Yeah.
Fishing, like, what the hell's wrong with me?
Because
was
it
all Raph.
started
That was-
off because he was like, oh, Raph, can you make me a drink? I can't be bothered because I want to get this fish. And this was a time where I wasn't really interested in fishing, so I'm like, I really need to up my entertainment value.
want to
So
drink?
I'm just gonna mess up his drink
dick.
and see what
Such a
happens.
dick.
And there you go. We got a story. We're talking about it 10 years after, so you know it worked out for me.
Oh mate. Rule
That
number
was
one.
the worst drink. If there was a name for that drink, it would just be Satan.
But
it was
see,
the
so-
worst.
Here's a question.
Straight
Here's a
up.
question. One thing, Raph made that drink. The second one is, why the fuck did you drink it? If it tasted
Dude,
like
when
shit.
No,
When
it
you're
probably
20,
tastes amazing.
when you're in your
You know,
20s, you
it
just
tastes
do
good,
shit,
yeah?
man.
You remember? It
You
tastes
don't
really
know,
good.
like, I know when to stop. Last night, I was like, I'm stopping. I'm here now. Could have missed the podcast.
All
but
coughing
I
and
make
shit, though.
better decisions. Still make bad decisions here and there, but not when you're in your 20s. 20s when you're learning. You don't know how to gauge your shit. And that drink, yeah, it messed me up. I'm not going to waste this alcohol. You know how expensive alcohol is when you're young? I ain't going to come across this
Oh, man.
usual. Anyway.
I remember for me, like when we were doing like having piss ups and stuff, drink ups, you know, for whatever reason, it was like Bacardi breezes all the time.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
Right?
That
Lollipop
was the
drinks.
The
drink.
lollipop drinks.
Because they were easy. They were easy to drink. And
yeah,
they could get you there.
Vodka cruises.
vodka cruises, all of those, the alco pops, right?
Yeah.
That was.
They were the they were the guilty pleasure. Like, you know, because when you're younger, beer was a bit like, oh, beer's gross, but you'd secretly drink the breezer to get drunk,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't show anyone. Like, that's why I'm like, just scull the breezer, like, yeah, and then get the beer. Like, oh, I'm so drunk. and I'm
You
drinking the beer.
never drink it in the club though. You
No, that's what I mean.
Holding
You
a
drink the
breezer.
breezers secretly. Like, I remember we used to bring them in a trunk. Do you remember this, Raph? Like, before clubbing, and we just drink them in the trunk.
Free drinks in the car. We pop the what you call it, the hood,
Yeah, the
and then
trunk.
we just
The hood, and we're like
yeah,
this.
start drinking.
So
We
cool.
fucking-
Oh, man.
So freaking cool, man.
I remember doing that, and we had we'd just come back from a party. It was probably my cousin's birthday, and they'd made Jello shots, and my cousin was like, "We're not gonna finish these. Take these." And so we had all these Jello shots, and just knocking them
Oh
back
my
before
God.
jumping into the club. Oh man!
They slowly kill you too, because you don't realize, because
Yeah.
they're so tasty.
What was your first drink ever? Like your first experience clubbing, first drink in a club?
I think it has to be the bourbon and cokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I heard. That's all I heard. Everyone saying. "Oh, what
Yeah,
are
you're
you
right,
drinking?"
actually.
Bourbon and coke. Bourbon and coke.
I think that's the same with me. Bourbon and Coke too.
Mine was rum and coke
Oh yes.
because of ignition.
Rum and Coke.
ignition. Because of ignition.
And like,
Of course,
and it's like
of course, Don.
rum and coke is like it's a pretty dirty drink. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
rum and coke. But I was like, can I get a coke and rum, please? Like they're like, which rum do you want? I'm like,
The one that, you know, good
I
one.
don't-
When you're young, you're like, oh yeah.
don't know, just then anyone you want. Anyone. I mean, and he's like the house one, the house rum, and I went,
Yeah, whatever.
yeah, the house rum. I didn't even understand what he said.
That's some cute shit, man. I know what you mean. We all go through it. We don't know what the hell we're ordering. We're like, yeah. I get these all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, trying to. Yeah. I still do that now sometimes. As in, like, you just agree with what they're saying.
Yeah.
It's like,
Again,
and then
yeah.
you end up with the shittest drink ever. Like, what was I trying to say? I don't remember.
I like that. I like how this episode has turned into the nostalgia episode.
Yeah, it's
It
always
is nostalgic because
thinking
it
back.
brings me back.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Flow Fridays?
Yes.
Everyone has their go-to clubs. Like, doesn't matter where you are in the world, what city. Everyone had that club or party scene that they grew up to in their 20s. Mine was Flow Fridays and V-Bar. Glad that's out of the way. Spent a lot of money in those places.
Oh man.
Shit.
I
Too
think
much.
I wasn't into the whole flow. I think that was me phasing out of clubbing. I think when I was clubbing, it
Yeah.
was more so Pump
Raf
House,
had a
Savannah,
transition. When I say
UN,
Raf had a
yeah.
transition
And-
period,
yeah,
like when you started going out with Shivy, how old were you? 20, yeah?
21, yeah, 21.
21. So Raf had 1 year of having a girlfriend but still partying like he was single.
A whole year.
And then
of,
later like,
clubbing
I
every
think I
single
gotta
week.
change something.
Yeah. Then then I got lassoed down, and now I'm married, guys. Happily married.
10 years
You're making it.
I'm married.
You're making it sound amazing. Like, oh yeah, we're looking forward to that, guys. We're looking forward to it. Oh man.
Nah, but you know what? Raf, like, if anything, Raf still goes out at least. Some people just disappear, you know what I mean? Raf goes
Shots
out for the
fired.
main occasions, and then he sets his limit just enough that he can have a real good time.
And then when there's a no limit night, that's when we go nuts. And you're like, oh shit.
They're saved for Bucks nights and particular people's birthdays. That's
yeah,
it.
That's it.
That's No Limit Raf. And his own Bucks night, of course.
Yeah.
No limit rap.
Yeah.
Can we talk
That
about
should
your
be a
Bucks
rapper
night?
name.
Drunk rap is a good rap.
We can't really talk about Buckses here, eh? We've already talked about that
about
before.
a few, like, you don't have to get into details, but if there's a good story, yeah, you go ahead. You don't have to say who's involved and whose bucks is it.
There's no details.
Just go in.
Nah, too many thoughts come to mind. I might slip up.
I mean,
I don't want to be the cause of anything, so I'll just stop.
Any drama.
Hmm.
I was gonna.
it was just mad quiet.
Yeah, it's just like,
We're all just pondering, like, yeah.
Let's not
yeah,
go
yeah.
there. No,
That's
it's
cool.
not
Oh
going there.
man.
But I was thinking like the nostalgia episode would be better on the 50th. It'd be better at
But then on the
Nah,
50th,
we
we
can-
could talk about like stuff that we like. We think back at what happened in this podcast.
Oh, that's right, on the podcast
Yeah.
itself.
Because we had good. I'm going through a lot of the funny moments because I'm making a compilation of it,
Mm.
and there's a lot of funny moments. Trust me, everyone should listen to that episode where we're gonna just put all the funny moments in.
Yeah.
Should we plug it now? We're just gonna say we're gonna revamp this. So
Yeah.
if no one's listening, if there's an episode to come into to listen to, if you're new or old and have sort of not been keeping up, 50 is the one to listen to. But we
50.
appreciate people listening now from 47 to 50 onwards. So keep doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we appreciate
the one
the
to catch,
day oneers.
the one to catch will be 50 because it's like almost, it's a revamp and it's like we're starting over, but we've got something special. Is that alright? I hype it a bit. I've hyped it
Yeah.
already. That's what I
And
do
so,
though. I hype things.
if it's your first time listening now and you're not understanding what's going on and you want to get a gist of
50.
what kind of podcast we are,
Yeah.
listen to
50.
the future compilations. I'm gonna do 2 compilations, the most funniest moments and the most deepest moments.
Deep.
So those compilations are gonna come out balls deep, and then you just listen to them. And then if those 2 compilations are, they tickle your fancy, then go ahead
Tickle other things.
and tickle other things and continue on 50 onwards.
Yeah.
50.
We're up to
50.
47, so we're gonna have to chill back a bit for another 3 episodes until
Yeah.
we get into that rebrand.
I mean, let us know what you guys want to hear on the podcast as well. If you like, again, if you want to hear us talk about a particular subject, about a particular thing, then
Yeah, we haven't done a feedback episode in a while, so we might do that soon. But
Yeah.
the usual case with it is that it's usually one person that gives us feedback. We just go through one person's feedback. But like, I'm really happy doing this
Hilarious.
podcast anyway. Anyways, back to house parties. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about in house parties?
No.
All
I
right,
think
cool.
that's it.
Sweet.
Cool story. Cool story.
I was just thinking about this. Because I was picking up Don and Balmain. So on the way, I was trying to think of like a topic that we could talk to in the podcast, and then
Okay.
it sprung onto me. We're Asian people. We could talk about like our Asian characteristics as Filipinos. We do have like, even though we are Australian, we do have some characteristics that stand out that are Asian. So we could start off with Nats. How big is your dick? I'm just kidding. We can start off.
Wait.
Is that small? Is that time? I was trying because every time someone thinks of Asian stereotypes, we gotta throw that out of the window straight away so we can talk about other shit.
Whatever I say is a blanket answer because we're all Filipinos. So I'm just saying.
So do you
man.
find it like? Do you find yourself finding to have like Filipino that characteristics that stand out that people like to point out? Is like, oh, like usually the case is the rice thing. Oh,
Rice.
you're like, yeah, oh, you like
rice.
rice?
They're like,
You
why do you eat rice with
What
everything?
the fuck?
KFC with rice. Yeah, like rice. I eat rice with anything, man. I love rice. Even here, I'm in an Asian household. Like rice? Like, yeah, rice. Yeah, white rice. I love that shit.
When I stopped,
What?
because I stopped eating rice for a little bit, and my family freaked out.
You're quite
Yeah.
Aussie-nized, though.
Aussianized. Yeah.
You're very Australianized.
Pretty much whitewashed.
Yeah.
You want to be real.
Yeah,
No, but it was-
heater, radiator, same.
Tomato, heater, radiator.
Because it was,
Same,
I stopped eating
same.
white rice for like a health thing. It was more
Health
like,
thing? Yeah.
yeah, I wanted to lower the amount of carbs, and I don't want to go into it. But I stopped eating rice for a little bit, and
But what about now?
yeah, I eat
on it.
rice.
You back
I had
on
rice
team
before
white
this
rice.
podcast. We had some rice with menudo, like
What have you been living off? Migraine? Actually, I ate heaps of migraine today. I ate like 8 packets.
I had spam.
It's terrible.
Killed
But
me.
like-
I had
But yeah,
noodles. It's bad.
that is one of the Philo things. But we were talking about it just earlier. Filipino Tourette's, like my, and I got a funny story. My mum will have Filipino Tourette's when she's cooking. Like she'll be chopping up a potato, for instance, and say the potato slips and she drops it. She'll be like, "Ay potato!" Like that'll be the thing she says.
Ay, potato.
And I told this to my girlfriend, and she didn't believe it. She didn't believe like there was such thing as Filipino Tourette's. And I go, trust me, it exists. It happens. I was at a family party, and I was introducing her to one of my aunties. I said, Tita, this is my girlfriend Zoe. Now, behind her, one of my aunties dropped her bowl, and then she dropped it, and as I was saying, this is my girlfriend Zoe, she dropped it and goes, "Ay, girlfriend Zoe," and and Zoe looked at me like, I believe you now.
Just repeating like the last thing she heard,
Yeah,
basically. Is what
yeah,
I'm
that's
saying.
basically it. Yeah,
That's random.
that's Filipino
That's
Tourette's.
random.
Or when you go like you have to turn off the lights and stuff. You got can we close the light or
Close the-
open the light?
Open or open the light.
Close the light. That sometimes I'm a victim of that.
Yeah.
Like
I guess
say
like
it.
look. I guess people. Oh, you mean you say that sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're
Sometimes
saying?
I'll be like, "Oh, can you open the light?" Because like I've been hearing it all my life with my
Open
parents
light,
saying
open
that.
You know why though? It's because what's the word for pakibuksan mo yung ilaw? Buksan means open
Open, yeah.
in Tagalog, right?
So it doesn't translate.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Open
There's no switch on
Open the
sort
light,
of thing.
close the light. Open the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably that's why. It's just stuff you carry on from your folks, really.
Yeah.
But then we catch on to it, I guess. Yeah.
But there's a lot of it that is in the language. So in Tagalog, there's no word for him or her. So Filipinos,
Really? I forgot about that. Is it? Yeah,
there's no him or her. That's why Filipinos will say, go talk to her. I mean him. Like they get the him and her mixed up because there is no name. There's no word for it. They say siya, as in which is that person.
Yeah.
Plus, there's a lot of gays.
I
involved.
thought about it. Did I just say that with this guy? This is a town full of gays.
I mean, you're not wrong. Damn.
Raf.
Lost her a lot of games.
I love you, Filipinos.
Oh man.
Of course.
Yeah, there's all that
That's
stuff. I'm just trying to think of other things that Philos do, in particular.
Philo's gone Philo.
But yeah, I remember when I was younger, I was trying to date this girl, and she I was trying to, and I was talking to her and stuff.
Did you date her or like
No.
attempted to date her?
Well, when you start chatting up a girl and start talking to her and whatever, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to date her that way. Anyway,
Did you ever date her?
no, it didn't work.
What did you do? At least you tried, right?
At least I
You
tried.
tried.
Yeah.
You tried.
I
That's
tried.
the main thing.
I tried. Anyway,
Cool.
I started talking to her, and then
Get his point across.
yeah. So I remember I was saying to her, I go, hey, blah, 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 this, and we should go out. And she said, no, I don't date Filipino guys. And I went, why not?
What?
Like, that was the thing that she had said. I don't date Filipino guys because you're all cocky. You're all like too cocky and
That's
overconfident
racist
stuff. And I was like, I'm not cocky. But I was.
That's a very
That's the
comfortable thing to
moment where
say.
you
right?
vowed to not eat white rice.
He's like, well, you know what? I ain't gonna eat anything white. White rice, no more.
No, ay, potato. No, because potatoes white. Nah. Nah. It's gonna be carrot. It's gonna be carrot from now on.
But yeah, like.
Raph, you're on fire. Talking like race, homosexuality, Raph. Today's the day we get
Going
Today's
in.
the day. We
Going
just
in.
eliminate all the demographics. Responses for us.
But yeah, what other things are like stereotypically Asian or stereotypically Filipino?
Smart. Are you guys smart?
No.
I am bad at math. I think it's a Filipino thing to be bad.
Filipinos aren't really known for math, though, right? We're known for typical things like playing the guitar, singing because of karaoke, basketball, practically
Boxing.
gone.
We're all a bunch of dons.
Oh, dude. Oh, man.
You're done now.
I'm joking. Boxing, that's nothing. It's done.
You're a
TFC.
typical
Oh,
Filipino.
jeez.
TFC. Hey Don, can I just say, the new girl video we did,
Yeah.
like you just completely outshined me in that shit. You had the whole TFC thing going, man, with the smile.
You know how
and
to
shit.
work
I was
the
like,
camera.
wow, what a TFC looking guy.
Yeah.
Just take me out of the video.
Yeah.
I'm all awkward as shit.
Especially the you part. Yeah. When that came on, and then you were like in the middle, and everyone's around you. I was like, yeah, this is straight from the TFC.
Love kicked me in the face.
Oh man, what a bit
I forgot the words. Strumming and shit. I'm just getting beaten up in the background. That's
I love that scene.
That's the best.
The
scene,
best
right?
scene.
I was happy with that scene too.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
random. Anyway, sorry, back on topic. Filipino traits.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the stock standard Filipino characteristics.
Yeah, Filipinos are
Dance,
cool Asians, right?
basketball, karaoke, singing, guitar,
I've been
hip
told
hop.
Filipinos, the perception is Filipinos will work very hard. Like, they're very hard workers.
Hard workers, eh?
Yeah.
Well, damn, I'm definitely not the stereotype.
Yeah.
Can't play ball.
He keeps the stereotype of being late though. With the vocals.
Yeah. Being late. There you go.
Oh, man,
Filipino.
I hate that stereotype. I hate it. I hate the
I'm
Filo
sorry,
time.
dude. I can't help it. It's part of me, Don. It's part of me.
It's my identity. It's my cultural identity.
My identity.
Yeah.
It's who I am.
I hate filler time, but I suffer from it as well. It's such a weird. Like, it's like, okay, we got to be here at this time, and then end up being half an hour late, or like.
You
what?
leave at the time you're supposed to be there, basically.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. I'm on my way, and you're getting out the shower.
Yeah. I'm on my way. You're just sitting on the couch.
It's not.
Watching TFC.
Watching TFC.
Watching TFC.
I visited Samoa when I was younger, and they have a similar concept, and it's called Island Time, where people, like we said, oh, we'll meet at this particular place, and then like 2 hours later, everyone's there. 2 hours. Like, what happened? How come you guys are late? It's like Island Time. It's Island Time.
Island Time. I never heard of that one, but I guess we're a division of that because we're islanders too. You know what's something about Filipinos? This is my thing. Like, there was an article I wrote that, like,
You wrote the article.
out of all the Asians, right? Because we're Asian, yeah.
Yeah.
But we differentiate with Asians because we don't have any of that Oriental shit and any of that, you know, all that stuff. We're like halfway black, halfway Asian, halfway Islander. Like, we don't know how to identify. It's like one moment when it's cool to be black, we're like, yeah, we're black, yo. Or like, or for Islanders, if it's cool to be now, yeah, we're island, we're an island, we're cool. And it's like, oh yeah, but we Asian too, man.
we're just everything, eh?
We just everything. We just want to be everything. Like, we just whatever's cool. Like, yeah.
It's funny because that kind of broadens out to when someone's who's popping and they're like probably like quarter filler.
Oh man,
That's
Filipinos like represent that shit.
That's
to
what
the
I'm
max.
trying to tell you.
No.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, like friggin' is Bruno Mars like half Filipino?
Yeah, he's like half,
and
so
half-
we
half-
rep
so it's like,
Bruno.
he's gotta be-
Yeah.
And suddenly he's like, yeah, he's one of us, man.
He's
You
one of
know?
us. We got a third of Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah. Black Eyed Peas, yeah, we black.
Up with it, yeah.
Don's like,
We got Manny Pacquiao. Oh, you can't mess with us. Don't start a fight with us.
Yeah, no, immediately they
that's
latch
it.
onto that identity, right?
I hate
Nick-
that. I hate
Nicole,
it.
Nicole
That's so funny.
Scherzinger, one of the Pussycat Dolls,
Oh,
is
yeah.
part Filipino apparently.
Yeah, and we represent.
Represent, yeah. Also,
for real.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson is part Filipino. No,
Is he?
No, he's
No,
not.
but I know Batista is like Dave Batista.
Is he?
He's
Is he?
half Greek and he's got the Filipino flag on the thing.
Ah, I didn't know
He's half
that.
Filipino. So he's
You know what that says though. Anyone that is like a part Filipino, part something else, they tend to be proud of the Filipino side. Like, they'll show it, cause maybe Filipinos are cocky. maybe we actually are. Cause like,
Maybe,
so if you
maybe just a
blown,
little
like,
bit.
yeah,
Maybe
man.
just a little bit.
Very, not cocky, but proud. We're proud
Very,
people.
yeah, very,
'Cause
very patriotic.
Filipinos are very patriotic, and it
Yeah.
makes sense when you see like people that are half. Like, Bruno's not full, but like he reps it. You know, that kind
Does
of
he?
thing.
Does
Like-
he rep? Does he rep being Filipino? I've never seen.
Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if there was a basketball and then some Australian started a fight, he'd be on the court.
He'd be jumping in.
I gotta help my
Representing.
people. It's my Filipino blood. I need to do something.
I remember like being in the Philippines and my cousins over there. That one of my aunties was like, "You should get a Filipino flag sticker to put on your car." And I just didn't want to stick stuff on my car.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I don't necessarily want one. But because I'd said no to that, she was like, Don is ashamed of being Filipino.
yeah. So
I'm not
dramatic.
ashamed of being Filipino. I just don't want to stick stuff on my
Shit on
car. That's unnecessary. Like, just
It's
paste
so
a
funny.
massive flag on the back of your car. No, I don't want to do that. You're ashamed
Love
of
it.
being Filipino.
The patriotism. I love it though. It's good.
Yeah.
I should have brought my flag.
Rep
Hang
it
it
up,
up here
man.
somewhere.
If we make it, we've got a whole country behind us, man. We can rely on the Philippines to have our back when we're famous. For sure.
Like when that Filipino foods thing came out, like when it went viral, everyone's like, "Oh, he's Filipino!" Like they thought that I was part Filipino.
They stand behind it. Yeah.
They were like,
stand
"Oh, he's part
behind
Filipino, part Australian, or part American." And I don't know what happened, but like they were just
Nah.
like, "He's Filipino, everybody is."
He's one of us.
Yeah, exactly.
it. It's Filipino,
Which is,
yeah.
Very, very proud and patriotic,
Very proud,
which is a
very
good
proud
trait.
people.
I love it.
It's a good thing. Like I don't see it's bad. It's kind of good.
I just find it funny. It's just funny. I could be like a tenth of a Filipino, and then I'd make it famous. And then
You're not Filipino, you're Indian, right? That's
Yeah, boom. I've got two countries behind me. Hey, population, boom. All good.
Oh man, yeah.
How did we get into this topic? How did we get into this topic? We went from like house parties to like patriotism.
Yeah.
I think that's it. We can't help it. This is our dynamic.
Do you
Fucking
guys
scrambled egg?
Do you guys know scrambled egg? Do you guys know the Filipino anthem?
No.
I
Do
do
you know
not.
it? I don't
No.
know it.
I struggle with
I know the Australian anthem. I know the Australian anthem.
Do you know
Not the
verse?
second part that no
Do
one
you know
knows.
verse 2 of the Australian anthem?
I have to sing the. I have to sing it the whole way through to actually try and think
Yeah.
if
Sing
I
it,
get the
sing
second
it,
one.
it's easy. No, I can sing the whole thing. Easy.
Mm.
Just the second part, you know? I don't think we really were trained for that in school.
Trained in school. No. Anyway,
I don't know where we're going.
I
with
don't know
this.
where we're going either. Which is just
I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry,
It's
I don't
just-
know what that was.
we're just kind of
Just move
waffling.
on. Just move
yeah,
on.
you have another topic.
Throw a topic. I'm trying to think. Throw any topic in this Bobby. Put shrimp in the Bobby. Go ahead.
Oh man, but yeah. So we're talking
That's a
about
good
like
s-
Asian attributes. What are the like Australian? What are things that people think like are stereotypically Australian in London? You know, like when they say, "Oh, you're from Australia. Do you, jump around in kangaroos' pouches or something like that?" Is that something?
Well,
that
the
they
whole
say?
like everything is dangerous there, and I'm like, it's
They're not
really
wrong. No, everything.
Yeah,
is
but like
dangerous
we don't
in
come
Australia.
across it often. There are dangerous things, but I'm not gonna go out of my house and get punched by a kangaroo. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't happen.
Because we've got humans to do that anyway.
Oi, cunt! Bang!
Man.
Yeah, true. My bad.
That's true.
Yeah, like just the whole. Fuck, I don't know. How easy, like laid back. The laid back like that's the chilled attitude, like giving it a go thing. Like yeah, he's Aussie, chilled, that kind of thing. I guess it's true, you know. That's the kind of impression we have on the world, that we're just relaxed, no conflict, just easy.
It's always the kangaroos though. They always seem to just.
I always think there's a
pinpoint the
kangaroo.
kangaroos.
Like,
'cause
the
they're
only
all
time I see
like-
kangaroos in the zoo. I go to the zoo, then I
It's
see
like-
kangaroo.
Yeah. When I was in Japan, like we bumped into these like Asian schoolgirls going home, and they're full like, "Oh, you American?" And I'm like, "No, we're from Australia." And they're like, "Oh, kangaroo!" And they start hopping like kangaroos. And I'm like,
Ooh,
I don't know.
kangaroo!
Yeah. And they just started hopping like kangaroos.
Well,
And I'm like, okay.
What we did was when I was in the States, people were like, oh, there's kangaroos and there's all this stuff. We would tell them about drop bears. Do you know what drop bears are?
No.
So
No.
drop bears is like a myth. It's basically a drop bear is like an angry koala that is a meat eating koala. That if you
Is that such thing? Is that real?
Yes. So when
I don't believe you.
hold up.
I don't believe you. I'm gonna Google
Hold up.
this.
Look it up on. There's a wiki page.
So meat eating.
Meat eating like kangaroo, koala. Sorry. And if you like anger it and it falls down, it falls on top of you, it'll just rip you to shreds. There's even photos online of.
Holy shit! Oh, it's a hoax. It's a hoax. Holy shit!
So we would
Straight
tell.
up.
We would tell people about the drop bears, and they would freak out. They were like, "Damn, everything's really is dangerous in Australia." But it's
This
totally
is
a
where they
hoax.
are in the world. That's where they are in the world, in Australia, in that radius. It's a picture of a koala. Right in the middle.
It'd be funny if they just highlight
Koala
Penrith.
Central. It's like Kong Island, you know, right in
Because
the
you
middle.
could say anything that like to somebody and be like, "Yeah, Australians, we
You reckon I
drink."
should play around with it? I should
Yes,
play around with it.
that's what I'm saying. You
Just
should
muck
do
around
that.
with it. It's like, yeah, man. When I was in Australia, I woke up, bloody snake almost ate me. Anaconda.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I realized I was just jacking off.
Then I realized, splash, splash, splash.
Oh man, but yeah, you should say shit like, I'll make you an Australian like a traditional Australian cocktail, and just pour some shit into it. Maybe put some gum leaves if you can find some eucalyptus into it. I actually don't do that. You'll poison someone. Just pour all this put a meat pie
Bad
in a
joke goes
beer.
wrong.
Meat pie.
Put a meat pie in a beer and just go, this is an Aussie cocktail, and then watch them watch them eat it and watch them drink it and just be like, yeah, that's
It's like the whole shoey craze.
what's the shoey craze?
Okay, like people drinking bee from their shoes.
Oh, that's
What
disgusting.
the fuck
I hate
is that?
I don't know. It's a
I hate
thing.
that. That's
And then Post Malone came here and he did a shoey and it became a viral video.
Oh,
And then
it's so
it's
gross.
actual thing. I don't know if it's
Thought
a
of it.
dirty shoe or a clean shoe, but it's a thing.
It's so
Like
gross.
it's a thing. Like I'm like watching because I have white friends. It's funny saying that. I'm like watching their Snapchats and they're drinking beer from their shoes.
I don't understand.
It's not a clean shoe, and your foot's been in there. It's just disgusting. I actually feel like throwing up thinking about it right now. It's so disgusting. I don't know why.
I expect it from movies, but then again, I just realized they just have Chinelas there, so they will be able to drink that. But
What would you call it?
Is this an Australian
What would you
thing?
call it?
Is it Australian?
I don't know. That it seems to be Australian. I think it was just a little short craze, like the Kiki challenge or something. There's a shoey. It's a shoey challenge or something like that.
Because you couldn't do it in Asia because everyone just wears Crocs and you can't hold the beer in there. In the Crocs.
Spilling out like a kettle with holes in it, like a watering can.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't understand. I look at it all the time, like. Part of me wants to do it because it's Australian.
Comment if you want Raph to do a shoey.
Shoey, we should do a bet on that. If he puts his Tourette's out, we'll do a shoey.
All right.
Or if you get like. All right. He's like, opportunity seized. He's like, I see an opportunity.
I was like, I don't really want to give him $100. I'll drink a beer out of a shoe.
Out of your shoe.
I have to pick the shoe though. You can't just get a clean shoe. You can't really just
it has to be some like brand new J's or something like.
I don't think people do that. Like, imagine that, like people doing shoeys off Jordans, bro. Ooh, imagine the uproar in the sneaker community.
But somebody will do it. Somebody will do it because
Start a new craze. Drink coffee from a shoey coffee. Go to a cafe. Ooh, everyone's into that hipster shit. We could get because like everyone's eating off fucking different stuff, so we could get a shoey with coffee in it.
yeah, you could do that.
You can do it.
Or you could the cold drip coffee mixed with like some tonic water or something like that.
Or we can get like Air Maxes and then put tea in it. It'd be awesome. All the hipsters, all the cool hipsters with like sneakers and shit, we're like,
Air Max
As in their own. Are you talking about your own shoe?
no.
Or
We'll
they
have
bring
like
their
a,
shoe.
it could be like a shoe shop, and then you'd be like, I want to drink out of that, and it's like Air Max or some shit, or TN. If you're Penrith, then TNs, whatever.
or like
you can
Dunlop volleys or something.
Yeah, or you can get the Raven. If you're really cheap, get Ravens. You pick your shoe. You pick your shoes. It's like Subway. The first
You're
section.
gonna have the menu, right?
Yeah.
Will it be like those like noodle bars? Like you got the shoe,
Yeah.
the type of
choose your
drink,
shoe, type of drink,
Yeah.
whatever.
and then you can like
If you want a tall glasses, you get like a boot.
yeah, it's like froyo. People like you put toppings in it and shit. You get the laces will be straws. It'd be fucking amazing. This is a good idea. If I see this next week, I know where it came from.
Cheatcoders.
Cheatcoders.
Oh man.
Yeah, man, it's the new way. You're combining the hipster thing with the hype beast thing.
Yeah, hipster
All
hype.
right,
beast.
Raph,
Yeah.
you can start that great business
Hip-hopsters.
proposition.
That's what it is. Hip hopsters.
Jeez.
See, this is why we have this podcast. My ideas are brilliant.
Brilliant minds here. Brilliant minds here. That's all.
But yeah,
Minds.
but to like wrap that up, you should definitely play up on the Australian thing, man. You should.
Yeah, I think,
someone
I think
asks-
I will just start making shit up.
Exactly. If someone goes, "Oh yeah, you're from Australia," you're like, "Yeah, we do this all of the time. Hey, let's go do some traditional Australian
Do a
things.
shoey in London.
Do a shoey in
But
London."
that's an actual thing, though. That's an actual. I don't want to do that. It's weird. I don't even want.
And
to
then you get boots. And then that's like a beer bong. Because it's bigger. Rain boots would be perfect for a shoey.
Rain boots. Oh man, you got an idea there. You got an idea there. You should start.
I think
a
you're
whole
onto
store.
something, Raph. I think you're
I
onto
am
something.
Oh,
The
man.
shoe bar.
Shuba.
Oh, I think there is already a store called the Shuba.
We're gonna call it Shuba. We're gonna spell it differently than that.
It's like, but no, we're gonna call it Shuba. Spelled differently.
Yeah. Soul bar. Ooh.
Soul
Oh,
connection.
the soul origin. Ooh.
Soul. There is. They exist, bro. What are you? There is a soul origin. Just ripping off other stores.
What about
making your own concept?
What about this? What about Soul Good?
Why are you still ripping that shit? You just get past the past, bro.
I get past the past. What about Soul Good?
Oh man,
Good.
I legit thought that was the dumbest name.
Then why did you run with it for so long?
So no. I was trying to come up with the names, and I was just like, what about something like a pun, like Soul Good, like it's so good, and like the director of the company at the time was like, yeah, that's awesome, and I was like, really? And then it just
Well, I
became.
thought that was your company.
I was part of it. I was part of I was co-creator of it.
Soul Good. Yeah.
But
I always
Like
thought
the-
it was
the
just
production
so
company.
good. Like not like it's so good. I
Yeah,
think it's
I
so
thought it was so
good.
good as well. But now you're saying soul good as in like it's all good. I'm like, oh, it makes more sense.
what, you guys didn't get that? Like
Yeah,
Soul
we're a
Good?
bit 10
I
minutes.
just thought
late,
you
so-
meant like so. It's so good. Like
10
oh,
minutes
we're
in you.
so good that
Like
our
it's
soul's good.
soul good. It's all good.
I didn't
That's
know
what it
that.
was.
I didn't know. Now I do.
Mm.
You guys are
Better
so
than the
ass.
name I thought of.
No,
was that?
still not part of the round circle yet, so it is what it is, mate. Mate.
I always thought Round Circle was a silly name, but it kind of had to stick. Like, of course it's round. It's a freaking circle.
Yeah, it's like cornered squared or straight squared or fucking
Four-cornered square.
pointy triangle,
Straight square. Straight
pointy
square.
triangle.
Pointy triangle. It's like it just sounded good, but like I was like, what does this mean?
You went with it with your events revolution.
Yeah, it just kept going.
It was all circular.
360.
Yeah, like with full circle, just comes around everything. Like we were trying to be all metaphorical with it, and we're like, nah, it's just that's it. It's
It
just
is
round
what it is.
circle.
It's
He
just
just
straight
like
up.
he just like round things.
I just like round things.
Yeah.
Round things.
Yeah, and that's just pretty much a knob.
Here we go. What a dick.
Oh man.
Uh,
Oh bro.
Good time. Anyway,
this has been a really pointless podcast.
I feel like it is.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
It's so much.
Let's
There's so much
try and
hype.
think of something that's really insightful.
Don's actually
to-
here. Like you're in the same
We've-
room.
We've
Just
had
talk shit.
So we've talked about nostalgia. We've talked about stereotypes.
Talk about
You know what I
Asian
think it is.
stereotype.
You know what I think it
Talk
is.
about and that's a small dick.
Like we get deep. We get deep because when we're in separate
Deep.
rooms, right? Like I realized when me and Raph were doing podcasts together, because we were in the same rooms.
we literally talk about shit.
Just nothing, literally shit talk constantly, and it's just what mates do, right? But since you guys are both in the same room, you're bouncing off each other, because guys, we don't like to get deep next to each other.
No, it's a bit weird. You should go
Balls
deep.
deep.
I don't know. Pause. You should talk deep, and then if you touch someone's leg, it's like, oh shit. It's just the static is just too crazy.
We never got deep,
Intensity in
Raph.
the
We
room.
never got deep in the same room. Pause.
Pause.
Pause. I had to pause it
Pause,
myself. Don's like,
I don't know where to go from here. I'm trying to follow one and just like, yeah.
Wait, I got an interesting topic for you. I got a good topic for you actually. This actually just came to mind. Do you find it's easier to open up to girls when you're talking about something actually deep and a bit more vulnerable as opposed to guys? Because I'm closed off with talking to guys. It's a lot of shit talk. So we
Ooh,
girls
this
can
is a
talk-
good topic actually. Sweet. Here we go. Beginning of snippet.
Here's a snippet. Snippet going in. All right, let's go. Something
But
worth
like,
talking
he's already
about.
editing it.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
editing.
right now.
He's editing right now. He's like,
This is a good topic.
this is the marker
let's go.
for the.
Do you
snippet.
agree with
Let's
me
go, I'm
though?
ready.
But then this will like open parallels to like, well, is that acceptable? Like acceptable, like with girls and guys being friends, because we've talked about that before. But in a sense, like I find myself, I can open up to girls a lot easier, cause I don't know what it is.
'Cause you're trying
It's
to
just
get it in.
Girls are more emotional.
That's it. I was about to mention that too. It's like
Girls
part
are
of
more
the reason
emotional.
is because you're trying to get it.
You're trying to get it in. That's why you're trying to like be more open.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Ah,
Like,
not at all. No.
ah,
No.
nah, not at all. Nah.
You're convincing.
I
bro.
reckon.
You're
I reckon that's part of
convincing.
it, though. Don't you think it's part of it? Because you opening up to a girl, in like if she's reciprocating.
No matter
that-
no matter if the friendship, whatever friendship you have, no matter what, you still have that in the back of your subconscious. There's a shot. You know, there's
Well,
a
what
shot's
do you?
a
Well,
shot.
okay, all right. Coming
No
from
matter
you
how
guys-
far is the target, the shot's the shot.
Maybe,
Trying to be all
maybe.
metaphorical and shit.
Well, when you
I
guys
mean-
talk to girls, it's different, right? Like Don, you still talk to girls, right? You have a few girlfriends.
Yeah.
So
you
do
did
you
mention
find
that,
yourself
you-
like, all right?
you-
For example, comparison.
Thanks, guys.
Me
my
and Raph,
girlfriend allows
we
me to talk to other girls.
I'm actually interested in this topic. Raph is talking mad shit. I'm like, I want to know.
Okay, go. I'll shut up for a bit.
Oh man, I think it depends, man. To be honest, I think it depends because
It depends, yeah.
like I can talk about
Like, sorry, another context, in person. Because, like,
Yeah.
guys, like, I talk to Raph, like, we've had a few DNMs, it's always text. But I'm never gonna go to Raph crying, like, or some,
You know it's gonna come back to you
I will-
in like a couple of years.
Remember the time you came to me crying?
Pause.
He'll never let it go. He'll be like, hey, remember when you were like, little bitch?
Nah,
You know what I mean?
I just find a reason to bring it up. Oh, it's raining outside. Like that time you were crying.
Yes. So guys never do that, but you could do that with a girl. You can actually, you know, in a genuine way, not the like what you guys are thinking. I'm gonna open up to you because I want to go deep, balls deep. But you know what I mean?
Jesus. No, but I think it depends on the situation. Like I can have deep and meaningful conversations with like my best mate,
Okay.
but we'll interject with like funny shit in between.
Okay.
So we'll be talking about something really, really serious, and just be like, yeah, like, you know, don't cry then, you faggot. Like just something something really offensive and something really stupid that would make one of us
It's a
laugh.
whole masculine type thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah,
keep
balance.
your machismo alive. So you can't really talk too deep into
Not that deep.
the like with a bunch of guys.
Mm.
Like I'm always trying to keep this light.
Yeah, exactly.
This podcast,
Right?
I'm trying to give a light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, we would interject with those funny things to keep it light, because there is I feel like it's important for guys to talk about serious stuff with each other,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because you put up a front and you be like, oh, like, yeah, I'm too macho to talk about this shit.
Mm.
But if it's something like really, really serious, you know, but yeah, that's what my mates and I we kind of try to do. Like we will say something serious, and then be like, yeah, because you're a dickhead. Like just something, like, something to cut the tension to make it less intense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
We
yeah.
do have those defense mechanisms just to keep our masculinity
Yeah.
alive.
But you know what I've been seeing a lot lately, as well, just
Dicks.
borderlining on the. Really? This like- I'm seeing dicks.
See,
That's what I'm seeing.
I'm just trying to prove the point that we try to keep it light at the same time deep.
You know what I've been seeing lately? Dicks.
All right. Some listeners might hate
I
me.
was-
Listeners are probably like, I really want to get into this topic,
I was-
but this rap guy just
I
keeps
I
staring away.
was mid drink, and he said that, and water almost came out of my nose.
Backfired in the wrong.
Oh man.
No, like for
But like,
real.
yeah,
No, for real.
Maybe it
what
is.
I'm
Maybe it is
getting at,
easier.
this day and age, I feel like with the whole, I guess, borderlining onto the whole mental health awareness thing, it's being promoted more. Like guys should open up more about their feel. Like there's all these advertisements I've been seeing. Like, oh yeah, like real men talk about their feelings. Like it's being promoted more heavily because it's an old school thing to be macho and not show any emotion. And I think, like, I guess with how the world is sort of changing, you know, it's becoming a more of an open topic. And guys, I guess, maybe, like, not our generation before us, for sure. Hardcore. Dudes. Nah, no emotion. I don't cry. Yada, yada. We're in the transition period, I believe. I reckon maybe the next generation, like our kids or whatnot, they're going to be emotional as fuck, but in a good way, maybe. Like, guys that actually talk and can, you know, they won't need to be like, I got a topic. I'm thinking about dukes. You know, you don't need to do that, like Raph just did. Maybe our next generation will be better than us.
I think
It's progress.
It's progress.
I've got a different opinion on that. You know, like in terms of like children, like I guess the next generation, right? I think kids will grow up not having as much empathy as we do because of the internet.
Really?
Because they interact more
Oh
on the
yeah,
internet.
that's another thing.
They interact more on the internet than they do in real life. And I'm just generalizing. Say for instance, if you like talk to a mate, or you know, when you were younger and you said you're stupid or you're ugly to someone, you can see the hurt on their face, and you're like, as a kid, you see that hurt and you're like, oh, that doesn't feel good to me, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't feel good saying that, so maybe
Internet's
I shouldn't
a bit-
say that. But then on the internet, they call people like whatever. They're like, oh, you're a dickhead, you're this, that. And they don't see the emotion or the effect that it has on someone
damage
else.
It can,
So they feel
the
good
damage
saying
can do
it.
as well.
Yeah. So I don't
Yes.
necessarily
Uh-huh.
think that people could be like the next generations could be emotional, but there'd be less empathy there.
Different level. Yeah,
those
like it just
people.
it's a shift, eh? That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And maybe because of that is why we're getting so many people that are like a bit more like touchy on so many things, like easily. I don't know. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like
I
emotional.
think at the same time, this whole thing has made everyone a bit more sensitive in a way.
That's
So
what I mean. Like
you see
sensitive,
a lot of
emotional, like touchy,
Males
touchy.
are becoming a bit more open about that.
Oh, right. They get
Yeah, I think it's true that the internet has turned everyone into probably the meanest version of themselves, because they're hiding behind the walls of, yeah, this is just the internet. You know, they're not gonna, you know,
They're
it
not gonna
doesn't
know.
really matter.
Yeah, they don't really see me.
That's true.
It's a guide.
That's
Yeah.
actually
But at
very
the same
true.
time,
That
it's
is very
made
true.
everyone sensitive. So everyone's realizing how messed up the world could be.
Yeah.
And now- I don't know. So are we saying that guys are more comfortable now than back then? To
Well,
talk
it's
to
being
other guys
promoted
about
to.
their problems?
It's being like you
been
can see it
promoted.
in like I see a lot of what is it? NHS. It's the I don't know if that's like the Medicare equivalent, but like the health industry's promoting it a lot, and I'm pretty sure it was like that before I left Sydney as well. Like it's okay to talk, it's okay to be a guy and show
Yeah.
you have feelings rather than imploding and then end up killing yourself. Because apparently like suicide rates are like a lot higher because of people not able to, you know,
Communicate.
indicate what they're like how they're feeling or whatnot kind of
Yeah.
thing. I think that's what it
Yeah.
sort of what I was trying to get at in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why do we gravitate to more females in terms of like opening up more easily when it's a female than it is a guy? Is it
Maybe
because
it's like
of
a
the
motherly
whole-
aspect. Like I don't know. All right, question: Are you closer to your mom or your dad?
different reasons?
Different reasons, right? But do you
I'm
find
more
yourself
chummy
you can
with my dad.
chummy,
than
yeah,
with
like
my
as a
mum.
bro? But do you think you
Yeah,
could open
like
up
as
to your
bro,
mum a
yeah.
lot more? Like if you had like a real problem, like something that you'd be like ashamed to speak to someone about, like you're it's basically more comfortable to talk to your mum about something or your dad about something. Because like these are the things you talk about with a guy or girl mate as well. But if you just put it down to maybe your mum or your dad, because that'll be the most balanced way to look at it. I pretty much would talk. Yeah, I'd talk to my mum about stuff like that. Because once again, it's the guy complex. Like we don't talk about that stuff. Like It never gets that. It's weird almost. Like, it just feels weird. I know it shouldn't be, but it's easier to talk to my mum about it because there's that motherly complex. The motherly complex, you know? Like, I hugged my mum as a kid. Like, I hug my mum. I'd hug my mum now. My dad, it's like, yeah, last time I hugged my dad was at the airport, which is great. That was the first time I hugged him before I left Sydney. And I was like, wow, I've never done this. Like, it's been years since I'm a kid. And I felt something there. But usually it's just like, high five. Yeah, dad, what's up? Kind of thing. But mum, I kiss her on the cheek.
I don't want to try to psychoanalyze you. But
psychoanalyze all the way. I like that.
Is it uncomfortable, like when you show emotion to your dad?
Yeah, I think so. Not in a bad way, but it's just naturally. Yeah, there's a different like we sort of not communicate, but the vibe is sometimes through my mum. Like sometimes I'll hear things like, "Oh yeah, dad's doing it." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." Like, you know, like there's that respect and the love is there, but it's not direct. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because
it's not a direct.
I'm wondering if it's like a philo dad sort of thing to be the stoic, very like not show any emotion. I need to be.
That's it. Yeah.
The head of the family.
I think that's it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's just a philo thing. I don't know. It could be for everyone as well. That's why I'm curious with you guys. It
could be an Asian dad thing, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But that's what I mean. So when it comes to me now, in terms of just anything like friendships and like people I meet, I'm more comfortable when I do open up to serious things or whatever. It's easier to do that with a girl. Like even like as a friend, obviously with a partner, if it's a girlfriend, that's the easiest kind of thing. But in general, when I pull my friends together, like I can talk to a female friend about it easier. In that sense, it's just an interesting topic because I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, yeah, like because I'm meeting like mixes of people now these days out and about, and I realize the types of conversations I have with different people. If it's just narrowed down to sex, like male and female, it's very different kind of thing, in real life and in text. So in real life, for sure, like I can actually, I'm opening up to to these people more than I would to like my guy mates kind of thing. So it's just interesting perspective.
I think it really depends. Like again, I can have a deep and meaningful conversation with my mate, and one of my best mates, and
in person.
But at the same time, in person.
Okay.
And it'll be uncomfortable and awkward, but at the same time, like I think you'll still have the same awkwardness and uncomfortability when talking to a girl about particular things. You know what I mean? It's just how comfortable you feel about that, like talking to that particular person. So you said that you don't feel comfortable talking to your dad about particular things. So maybe that comes across when you talk to like your other mates, like your guy mates. It's easier for you. It's easier for you to talk to your mum, and that kind of translates because it's easy for you to open up to women. Maybe it's just the way that you.
Maybe it's just
maybe it's the. If whether or not you're comfortable with talking to males or females, that's what it depends on. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Did that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does actually make a lot of sense. Yeah, it's good. You're like a therapist, Don. You're like a therapist. Can we have a private session? Maybe I can open up to you more. Like you're the only guy I can open up to.
He does do stuff, so.
I do stuff.
He does stuff. Don does stuff. See, this is what this is. Now we're like making it funny and light again, like and shit. See, it's such a guy thing. I mean, we're already doing it live. Like, we should do stuff.
It's so meta.
If there's a female, like, as in, like, if we have like a female in this conversation right now, it'd be completely different than it was. Like, I wouldn't have said anything.
No, I don't know. It depends on the female.
For some reason, me and females, like, I can't communicate that well with females because I just don't know how to. I really don't.
All right.
Mate.
I'm a lost cause in that department.
It's all right.
So.
It's all right.
I got you guys, so it's all good.
You're safe now. It's all good.
I'm in a safe environment.
This is a safe space.
This is a safe space.
Right here.
My happy place.
But I see what you mean. Like there is like a different dynamic when you're speaking to either a male or a female.
Yeah.
But like I don't necessarily want there to be. I guess
But
when
it
I'm
just,
talking
but
to.
I think it just happens naturally that way, and that's sort of what I've noticed. Like it wasn't intended, but it just becomes like that, and it was like it's interesting how it's easier just to open up to someone if they're female. Like like I don't know, like some things you say as a guy, like you wouldn't want to say it to a guy because like they might think of it. It opens you up to getting paid out. Basically, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's
exactly
it.
what it is, eh?
Like keep it as basic as possible. I'm like, if I said this to Raph, he'll just grill me.
Say for instance, like, yo, Raph, you know that the thing about my forehead, man, that really hurt me. That made me like almost cry.
Yeah.
He'd just be like,
And he'll just drop something.
I'm like, well, you shouldn't have told me that, man. Because now I'm just gonna pay you out even more. It's like a hunter,
It is.
like hunting, and then you see a prey, and you realize that their weakness is their leg because you see them limping. He's like, then you're gonna shoot the leg to get the prey. So if you're offended by the forehead jokes, then
That's what it is.
you got more.
You got more.
You got more.
and I think maybe if you want to simplify it, like because. Yeah, like when you're with your mates, like showing weakness is a bad thing.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
and that's
back to
I
the
think that's what's
machismo thing,
that's
yeah.
what's
Machismo.
starting to change though with all these like advertisements and that it's okay. Like maybe it's something you should start doing more. I don't see it happening with us though.
But again, then we have to let's see what the other perspective. We can't really see what the other perspective is. Do girls find it easier to open up to males than they could find it easier to females?
Oh, that's
Do you
that's an
think- what
interesting
do you
one
think?
because I
Like-
wouldn't know that because sometimes it's different. Because girls, like, look,
Have they said
girls
it
are
to you?
more like
as in,
they're more
like, good, close
emotional in
female
that
friends?
sense. Like gay girlfriend, and they'll go have a crying session, that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like the girls do that.
It's equivalent to when the boys hang out with the boys. It's like if I'm going through shit, I just want to hang out with the boys.
hang out with the boys,
just
talk shit. Because like, all right, example,
That's our version of watching
right? Like,
The Notebook and
we don't have
cry.
to relate it to us, but
Yeah.
there's been times where like a guy mate has gone through something like properly bad. Like it could be like a loss of a relative or a breakup or I don't know, they lost their job. And like there'll be that moment, like they will show that vulnerability, and they might be like, Thingo, they're still talking to you, but it's deep, but not too deep. They're like, oh yeah, this happened. But then there's got to be a way to like, because it gets awkward for guys. Like, I can't really hug you because you're a guy. You can, but it's weird. You know what I mean? It's just different.
You get
it's
one of
just
those.
different.
Just come here, give me a hug.
Just come here, mate. You can't do that with a guy. Like that's why it makes it a bit strange, kind of thing. And even after, when you get it all out, you're like, all right, how does this end? And like, all right, peace. Hope you're good. And then the next time you see each other, you just pay him out.
No,
Like, you were like so sad then.
You do the handshake to the like
Yeah.
this, and then you bring it in and you do the
Yeah,
tap
it's
on the
like-
back, and that's it. It's
like
just
these.
one
Like
tap on the
these.
back.
And then you give a whisper in their ears like you're gonna go through this. Man.
Yeah,
You're gonna go through this.
you got this, man. You got this.
All you got to do is just distract yourself from the problem.
Because you can see,
And let
because you can
time
see the
go.
other guy gets it gets a bit uncomfortable for both parties because it's like, whoa, we don't get like this. We joke around too much. You know what I mean? Yeah.
To be real, if I see you just burst out
Yeah,
crying,
Raph
right
wouldn't
in
know what to
front of
do.
me, I wouldn't know
Raph would
what
be
to
like,
do.
ooh.
I would have no
I don't know what to
idea.
do about that kind of thing. He would probably start recording it or
Stand
some
there
shit.
watching him like, what the
Get his
She'd
camera
be like,
out.
yeah, one of those things.
Like, you alright?
Just tap him on the
You
shoulder,
cool?
like, yeah, you.
"You're right, man.
Yeah,
You're right."
obviously you're
You're
not all right.
Well, obviously, and then
You're
like
right,
the other
man,
guy
you're
be like,
right,
yeah,
you're
no, I'm
right.
fine,
Sorry.
sorry, man, because now he feels uncomfortable that his friend's uncomfortable. It's just easier with a girl. Girl will just be like, come here, and you're like,
What are you doing?
I'm wiping my tears on the shoulder. What do you think?
Oh, nuts. You're showing your cards, mate. You're showing all your cards.
What do you mean? I'm being. I'm trying to say.
Showing all your cards. All the ladies out there listening to you. They were like, he rubbed his face on my shoulder. He's just trying to get.
It's like,
into
I
pants.
get it now. I see right through him. On the real though. On the real, but you know what I mean. Like on the real.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyways, that's
Is everything is everything okay with you, man?
Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm
Everything
good.
You're
Yeah.
good.
You good? All right, cool.
Yeah.
I think, I think too. Like,
But it's such a guy thing, you know. It's
I
like,
love that
but
exchange.
you're right, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Just start laughing right now.
like I think that's what like more guys, more dudes need to do that. They just need to be like, hey man, you
know
good?
what?
You're right.
We
Like,
should start
they
this
just
trend.
need to-
Let's. We don't have to do this on air. Let's just hug each other. All right, you two hug each other.
Fuck off.
Come on, man. This could be the last time.
I was like,
Last time you guys
I'm
hug
ready.
each
I'm
other.
ready to
This could
hug.
be the last time.
No. I'm not saying. I'm
See,
not saying.
that was uncomfortable to watch for me. That was uncomfortable to watch. It wasn't even. It was like a half-ass hug. It was like it was
Yeah,
one of
man.
these.
No,
like,
hold on,
like this,
hold on.
like, he tries to like
I was trying to be.
dab to like make up for it. He's dabbing to make up. Come on, Raph.
I was trying to be serious for a moment. Like,
It's already. See,
Like,
my theory
just-
is correct. Uncomfortable.
you don't have to like try to like awkwardly hug your mates. You just be like, you just ask. You just even the act of saying,
Yeah,
"Are
true.
you alright?" You know, like I think there is that charity that's "Are you
Yeah, the
okay?"
campaign, the campaign, yeah,
asking
yeah.
someone, "Are you okay?" Just simply asking them that goes a long way because, for someone to go, "Are you okay?" You'll be like, "Yeah, I'm good." But then you think about
Am
it.
I
and go,
though?
Nah, I'm not okay.
And at least
you know.
opens
It
the
opens
gates,
the door.
yeah,
Yeah.
for
To,
that. Because I think with guys it can be a bit more gradual, take a bit of time to like open it up a bit and
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get to that level.
Yeah, and with the whole "Are you okay?" thing, I think one of my pet peeves is that if I say I'm good, like I don't want anyone
Again
you
and
to ask it
again.
again in a couple of minutes. Like
Are you sure?
yeah,
You
like,
sure?
yeah.
You
I
sure?
really hate it when
You
people
sure?
will be
Yeah.
like, "You
It's like a
okay?
fine,
You
yeah.
can talk about it, don't worry." You know, we're
Yeah.
on that
Especially
level,
if there's
we can talk about it,
nothing
you know,
wrong,
if
and
you-
then
if
they
you wanna
keep
talk
asking,
it.
it's like, dude, I'm good.
Mm. Yeah, even if there's nothing wrong or if there is something wrong,
Just
if I
leave it
say
be.
I'm
He doesn't
good,
want to talk.
it's
He
like,
doesn't want
you
to
know,
talk
just
about
give
it,
me
or
the
there's
space.
definitely he really is good.
I'm good.
I think
I'm
that's
good.
it. At least you've
Yeah,
asked
yeah.
if they're okay. Once.
Yeah. So ask your mates, are they okay? But then if they say they're okay, don't ask.
Don't ask again.
Don't
because,
ask
like,
again.
They don't want to talk about it. And if and you already opened the door, you don't have to open the window. You don't have to open the back door. You don't have to open the roof.
They're
It's okay. I said I'm good.
And if they open up, then open up.
If they, yeah.
Like-
You know, if I say
Just be like-
if I open up, I'm gonna get. If I hug you, I'll hug you.
They'll be like this is like, Raph, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
No, man.
I'm gonna hug you. Let me hug you. Let me hug you.
No.
No, I'm good. Let me hug you. Just
Yeah.
let me
There
hug
are
you, man.
people like who think they're doing the right thing by constantly trying to find what's wrong.
Mm.
But really, they're just really making the other
Yeah.
person annoyed,
They-
and
or
you know,
feel
they,
more uncomfortable.
yeah, more uncomfortable, and you're closing the door by saying, you know, "Are you okay?" constantly.
Yeah, I get that.
So, yeah. Mm.
That's cool. Nah, good topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
you just look like you're
Yeah, you just like
dazing off.
you like zoom, you like leant forward into the camera. and
Oh no,
weren't
I was
sure what you
checking
were
if my
doing.
sound was
I thought
still
you were
recording because
saying-
that would have been really bad. It was gone.
Oh yeah. I would definitely not be okay with that.
That would not be
Oh,
okay.
cool. Sorry. I would definitely. I'll just buzz Raph later.
Send your
like,
vocals,
hey, I
Nats.
lost the vocals.
I
but Are
can't.
you okay? Are you okay?
Every single message. But like, all right. So, end of the story. Do you, Nats? You find it more comfortable talking to women deeply than you do talk to
Like
them?
my
And
question
you
was,
probably say the
my
same
thing
thing?
was, I
Nah,
can
man,
talk.
I-
like, don't get me wrong,
pretty
I
much-
can still talk to guys about stuff. Like I've talked to both of you about deep stuff. It's always been online though. Like
Mm.
it's always been online, and maybe podcasts with
'Cause you're
Raph.
in London and
Podcasts
we're
with
in
Raph
different
because it's
countries.
for the entertainment value as well. But not a proper like private convo. And I'm like, really, you know, it's like a indirect. Like I had some emo phases before, but we'd be eating and talking shit. But I'm obviously
I think-
depressed. But you know, we're not actually talking about it. But just hanging out, it's like that's the support factor. Whereas if you're with a girl, you can directly say like, "This is what happened, and I'm so sad." yada yada. You know what I mean? Different
I
language,
think it's
different language.
Like,
But
as in, like,
either
like, if you're joking around, I know you're getting there. So like, if I know that you're upset and you're joking
Yeah,
around,
that's
I know
it,
you're in a
exactly.
good direction. It's one of those things where you're like, oh, I'm so glad to hear you laugh again.
exactly.
All that shit.
That's it.
I have a different view, and I think it depends on how comfortable
Okay.
you are with
Fair
the
enough.
person.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No,
You know
that's
what I mean?
true.
Like,
I probably
Alright,
should
what
have
about
joked
Raph?
because I don't
Okay.
really talk to girls.
Raph doesn't talk to girls. Doesn't apply.
I just I can talk to girls in a normal level sense, but deep conversation.
Do you talk to any?
just
Do you have
like-
any close girlfriends? If it doesn't have to be like just a friend, like maybe like
Nah.
like one of Shivi's girlfriends, like a wife of one of your friends, or even your sisters. Sisters, that's still a
Nah.
girl. See,
My sisters, sisters. Yeah, I do,
fair,
but
fair.
not nowadays. As in, like, I'm in my own world
yeah,
type
yeah.
of thing. But when it comes to it, I can talk
That's true.
deep to my sisters.
but it is true because it
that's
is
pretty
family.
much it.
That's a
Like,
different dynamic.
this is probably like personality trait type of thing. I think generally, I think you're probably in the
Yeah.
right direction with your point. Like, guys, I do hear a lot of guys saying, I do feel comfortable talking to girls like deeply, and I hear it in
You
the
do hear
reverse
guys,
way as well. Like, girls find it
Fair.
comfortable talking to guys
Then to other girls.
deeply.
Wow.
than
I didn't
the
I
same
didn't see
sex.
that with.
Mm,
Okay. Interesting.
yeah. Because then again, you get a
Everyone's
different
different, yeah.
perspective out
Yeah.
of things. Usually, when you're talking deep to about a girl, it could be a girl issue, or something that they could bring a different perspective. Because when you talk to guys, they probably bring the same perspective that you know already because they're guys.
Absolutely.
That could
Yeah.
be one of those things, like especially in a relationship problem thing.
That's true.
But yeah,
No,
I'll
that's
just
a
shut
valid point. I think that was a good wrap up. That was a good
Sounds
wrap
good, man.
up.
That's good.
That's you just.
all right, cheat
Yeah.
of the week, guys. Did anyone
I
think
do
of any
actually.
cheat
My
of the
one
week?
that I saved from last week.
Oh, sweet, you're prepared. Nice. I'm prepared. All right, so this part of the segment is the end of the end of the podcast. So right now we're just gonna do our cheat of the week, which is recommendations of different mediums or whatever we think that you guys should check out. So we're gonna start with Don.
Don't worry.
Mine's like really lame though.
Yeah,
Mine's
it's all
also
good.
mine's like an app. It's not really lame actually.
Nat's
the-
already set the lowest of lows of the cheat of the week, so
Mine seems to be apps like
you can't go
mobile-
lower than
Hey, don't diss my
Lego.
Lego.
Mine seems to be mobile phone apps, right? So this is a game called Coding Planets, and I don't know if it's on the Apple store as well, but this is on the Android the Google Play Store, and it's a game on your phone, and you basically have to write. It's like programming or coding, where you it's a game where you have to make this robot collect all of these things and move around a particular board. And the way that they do it is you have to code his instructions to go to
Code. So what, like
all
an
these things.
IT guy? Is this like an IT game? Like programmers play?
Yeah, it's a little bit
So
like like
geeky.
developing and like software.
I was about to say, as you were describing that, your cool level went down by 1,000%.
No man, because I like wanting to learn things, and I studied software design.
Can't you just like move it with your controllers?
You have a control pad, you know, left, right, up, down. That'll be easier.
But how cool is it? No,
cool.
I'm gonna geek out. I don't give a shit.
Is not the right word.
How cool is it? Oh, hold up. Like when you think of listen, right? When you think of games like the latest Tomb Raider game, when you think of all of those crazy games that have amazing graphics, all of that needed to be programmed. All of that needed to be coded, right? And this is a simple version of that. That's all that is, and that's why I think that's fucking cool. You guys can stop yourselves.
I think you should rename this. Rename
Coding
the segment
Planets.
to Geek of the Week.
If you got an Android,
Alex.
Geek of the week is done.
Nah, it's cute, bro.
It
It's
is
cute.
coding.
That's cool.
Is there a code to get the fuck out of here?
That's cute, though.
Or just bullshit. Sorry.
He's like, I don't care.
I
It's cool to me, though.
I don't give a
Cool
shit.
to me.
Alright.
No.
I think it's cool, man. I think it's cool.
Here, tap. Okay.
Alright, that's
I
what your
I
cheat
should
of the
have done
week.
this last week. Mine's a mini tripod. Before you laugh. Now this is actually really handy
Okay.
because if
Keep going.
I haven't actually used it, but if I ever go traveling, it's perfect size. Like look how small it is. Like it'll fit in my bag if you record if you're on the go traveling, or if you're podcasting. And I do a bit of travel in the weekends. I can just pop this on and put my condenser mic, whip up my laptop, bang, and look, it's so small.
Matches your penis.
I thought it was a good one. You guys are like certainly unimpressed.
I love that this segment has turned into. This segment is like kind of like show and tell, but then show and tell, and then give shit.
And I was scrapping this segment. This was a dumb idea. This segment's shit.
Of course you get the small tripod. Of course you get the small tripod, bro. Your selfies.
I
need it.
will save
Shit,
this
bro.
an entire week, and you just shut it down. This is fucking good, bro. We're trying to give people real cheats. You're killing the own segment. I'm telling people they should buy a mini tripod and they can do podcasts on the go. And this guy just compares it to my dick.
Okay. Alright, cool. Hey man,
It's a weird looking
expands.
dick, man. I'm just
It
saying.
expands.
Hey, bro. Be proud of it. It's black at least.
All right, Raph, what's
Jesus.
yours?
Anyway.
Anyway. What do you got, Raph?
All right, cheat of the week is actually Sydney artist Inquisitive Minds. It's B Dills. I don't want to say his name wrong. B Dills and Justin. So they're doing they got an EP out right now. It's called True and Living. Sorry, I don't want to get their shit wrong. So it's called True and Living. They got an EP out. If you look it up on Spotify, Ink as in INQ. I'll play one of their songs at the end because they got a new music video called Ecstatic, one of their tracks. And the reason why I really like their music, it's kind of like a blend of Gold Link mixed with a Tribe Called Quest, and they got the vibes of a lot of lyrical,
Wait, is it on Spotify?
modern sounds, modern takes. So if you like the modern R&B type of thing like Gold Link, you're gonna like these guys. They're local as well, Western Sydney represent. So INQ, and I think there's dot at the end.
Found it.
So, or if you look up in INQ, Inquisitive Minds, I don't want to fuck up their name. Sorry, Inquisitive Minds. So it's Inquisitive Minds, and so check them out, man. Their music's great, and I'm hoping to get them on the Sound Down Under with Tim, or even on this podcast, whatever. I just want to promote their music because their music's good.
Nice.
So I'll play one of their songs. It's called Ecstatic, and that has been the podcast. So Don, where can they find you?
You can find me on Insta, Don Doing Stuff, or just Google Don Valix, Valix, and you'll find all my social
Instagram.
media
That's
there.
blazing.
And
What is
where
it?
can they find
INQ
you?
with a dot. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
yeah. I
INQ
think
and
I
a
got
dot. Just look up
That one.
Just type it in Spotify and then look at the artist. It should be there. Yeah.
Okay.
True and Living. Yeah. It's True
Okay,
and
I
Living
got
is
it.
Their,
Thanks.
Their EP.
Sorry, yeah,
Check
that's
it out,
blazing.
man.
Instagram.
Dope.
It's in my head.
No worries.
And
And you can find the Cheatcoders at the Cheatcoders on Instagram, all social media networks, and also you can find the podcast on all podcast networks. So that has been episode number 37. Close to
47?
47. Oof. Thanks.
Ooh.
Dude, thanks for being here. So number 47, and we out. Peace.
cheers.
That's got a small dick.